This podcast is part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. Go to bigheadsmedia.com for more great podcasts.
Ladies and gentlemen, making their way to the microphones, it's Jack. It's Kenny. It's the Rock and Roll Up Podcast.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. Except we're not going anywhere due to the coronavirus. Stay safe out there, people. Hello, mates. Welcome to Rock and Roll Up with Jack.
And Kenny.
There he is. We're
Hello.
here to briefly distract you from your depressing, pathetic existence. Talking of that, Kenny. How you doing, mate? All right?
Hey.
Sorry.
He started. I'm good, thanks, mate. I'm good. We are recording this in November, so I'm not sure what all the Christmas chatter is about.
Sick and tired of it. Look, we need a bit of joy. That's what we're trying to provide today. But, you know, I know we've always been one for like 1st of December. That's when you start your Christmas. I'm sure we spoke about that before, but everyone, the world's screwed up, mate. If you want to put your bloody Christmas tree up, put it up. You know what I mean?
Well, it's funny. My parents, I mean, we kind of get our traditions from our parents, I suppose, and develop them. 1st of December is very much my household thing. Just had a look at bloody WhatsApp. Me mum and dad's trees up.
Oh.
What's going on? Mum's like, oh, it's coronavirus. What do you want? What do you want from me?
What do you want? What's the big deal?
I want you to stick to the traditions, mother.
Mother, the traditions are out the window, mate. Traditions.
Like this.
3 households in a bubble. there goes the traditions. And just if you can find joy in Christmas a couple of days early, I say go for it. Rock and Roll Up podcast endorsed.
We endorse.
As you can see, I've got a fat, hairy man on my chest. He's been there for a couple of days. Then I managed to shove him off, go to Tesco and buy the T-shirt. I've gone for a Christmas T-shirt today because I want to. Sasumi. Susudio.
Susudio. I've got on.
Oh, beautiful Christmas T-shirt there.
Beautiful.
Empire Strikes Back. We'd like to take a moment to say rest in peace to David Prowse, the man who played Darth Vader, who has died this very day, the 28th of November. There he is, look, under the mask. Some people don't know that there was obviously the voiceover, James L. Jones, but the physical embodiment of Darth Vader was a man from Bristol who's very tall.
I did see something funny on BBC News when they announced that he had died. That they said the famous actor who played Darth Vader has sadly died. He also did a road safety awareness video, which gained him an MBE.
Oh. Yeah. I'm not sure what had more influence on pop culture.
One of the most iconic movie villains of all time. Wait for the Green Man.
Well, I mean, did he do it as Darth Vader? That's the question. We don't. Well, we're going to have a little chat today. We're back after a very brief break. We're talking movies. We're talking gaming. We've got a couple of comedy features as well. Hip Chip makes its triumphant return and finish off with some monkey tennis. Why don't we get started talking about some bloody great movies we've been watching?
Yeah, let's. Well, let's first talk about the lack of great movies in 2020. We tend to do, we'll do an end of year list. We do like a Christmas special. Our New Year's special is normally a recap of the year. It's going to be a doozy this year.
We might not do it.
But when we were talking about films, I mean, we've been watching films. None of them came out this year. I was just thinking ahead, speculating, perhaps.
Speculating?
What's going to be the movie? Like, who's going to win the Oscar for the movies this year? Who's going to win more importantly, our movie of the year?
Our movie list? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know what even is out, what's coming out, what I don't know. Is there going to be stuff from last year that's moved up? I heard something about Parasite because technically it came out at the beginning of the year, but it was in last year's Oscars.
Right. Yeah, that's well. I saw. So you've got Bad Boys 2, which came out in January, which was shite.
Bad.
The biggest release of the year, probably Tenet, Christopher Nolan, which was shite.
Yeah.
Mulan, which was please see previous.
Which was
yeah. Mulan was.
We legally can't challenge Mulan, but
no, I'm not one to challenge.
Just watch it yourself.
Mulan, yeah, watch it yourself and realize. I mean, the old Mulan, hell yeah.
Let's get down to business.
That's not in the new one.
That's not in the new one there. Joy, take that out.
Joy,
we don't want that.
Joy, more like oppressive,
yeah.
kind of like horrific patriarchal structures.
That's what I want. That's what I want from a movie.
The secondary antagonist was just there to say at the end, "You go, girl. I've switched sides." That was her whole.
Yeah.
It was bad. One that I will say, and this is gonna be a shock. I wouldn't have thought. I mean, it was very enjoyable, but at the time, I was not thinking this was going to be my film of the year. But it's potentially going to be Sonic the Hedgehog.
Well, I mean, well reviewed, well loved. There's going to be a sequel. Everyone was pleasantly surprised. Nice turn from Jim Carrey.
Really good, yeah. He was quite good.
Sonic the Hedgehog. I mean, it made a bomb, didn't it? It knocked loads off the clock.
Yeah. It was really enjoyable, but I'd have thought maybe it'd have been an honourable mention rather than the best film of the year.
Well, they've almost timed that release perfectly, haven't they? Ironically,
yeah,
that's the kind of joy we want from movies in 2020.
Yeah, it was just before. I think it was end of January, beginning of Feb, so there wasn't much time to get films out, and that kind of Jan, Feb, March sort of is a period that's not particularly busy with releases anyway. Obviously, the summer release schedule just not happened apart from Tenet, which was hugely disappointing in my opinion. But
yeah, I never saw that, but you said it was caca. Is there anything else that's come out majorly? I can't really.
There's been a few things. New Mutants.
Well, again, that was sitting in the tank for 5 years, wasn't it? They didn't know what to do with it, and they were like, you know what? Let's chuck it out when no one's going to watch it.
Yeah.
And then a few people did watch it because there was no movies on, and went, "Oh, this isn't any good at all.
Oh, this is rubbish."
And the concept, great, like haunted stuff,
Amazing.
X-Men.
Yeah.
Whoa, the ultimate combo, but they failed on both accounts apparently. So.
Real shame. There is another. What I just had it. Oh, there's Onward, the Pixar.
Oh yes, the brother one. I haven't seen that yet.
That was disappointing.
What a disappointment! Is that because we're sort of marred by the year and we expect more? I don't know. It could be a bit of that. Could be a bit.
Maybe. It might be. It was all right. It was. There is the.
They got a lot to live up to though, Pixar and stuff.
Yeah. They've had some duds. They've had some duds now. They're not the shiny
beacon of joy that they were.
Hit factory that they were 5 years ago. Like kind of Cars 2. Oh, that was awful.
Dirty.
I didn't like Cars. I loved Cars personally, but Cars 2 I thought was shocking.
Yeah.
And then they had The Good Dinosaur, which I thought was awful as well.
Never saw that. It's on my list of things, but haven't seen it.
And then Toy Story 4, which was brilliant, even though it had no right to be.
That's always the standard, though, isn't it? Toy Story, really.
There is that one about the soul singer.
Oh, yes. There's one. It's coming out. Isn't it called Soul?
I think it's called... Oh, it's just called Soul.
Is it Soul?
I think that might come out before the end of the year.
Oh, contender.
It does look good.
It does look good. Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else that came out. I'm sure there was other ones that were slipped out. There's a few rom-coms here and there, and obviously you get your Netflix originals and your Amazons and all the things that went onto streaming services. But yeah, it's going to be a strange one. Like we said before, will some streaming services films end up in the running? I don't know. I mean, they could almost skip a year, but I think that's unprecedented for them to skip a year, certainly at the Academy Awards and stuff. But
yeah, I'm trying to think of Netflix was that King of Staten Island.
Oh, yeah.
That came out.
Yeah.
Struggling. Yeah. We'll do a full breakdown of our...
We'll do a full breakdown. We'll get some facts and some more that we've probably forgotten now. But yeah, the point being, not a lot has come out, and what has come out been a little disappointing.
So instead, I've been watching old films. What have you been watching?
My goodness. I've been watching old films and some newer films, and we're going to read our reviews and we can discuss how controversial they are. There's been some pushback by some people. I'm not sure how you want to do it, but maybe it's a good time to do some promo, represent,
get
because
the plug in.
Get that plug in, pop it in. We've been posting for a little while now our short and sweet movie reviews, TV reviews, some game reviews on Instagram, Rock and Roll Up Podcast, and Twitter, Rock Roll Up Pod. We've been normally signing off as to whether it's me or Kenny doing the review. I think every time we signed it off.
Yeah.
Big Ken over here decides, I'm going to whack that. I'm going to feature that on the Insta. Pop it on the highlights. So now you'll see we've got outtakes and we've got film reviews. This guy's full of ideas. Maybe too many. Maybe pipe down a little bit.
Maybe stay in your lane a little bit.
Keep them to yourself. I'm going to give you a live demonstration. I don't think I've got any hidden details on it. Oh, the light, can't see nothing. Film reviews, there they are. And we start with The Haunted Mansion. Can you believe it?
Oh,
so they're all in order. Look.
Eddie.
They're all in order. Look, Goosebumps.
Yeah.
Oh, comedy.
That's a great film.
Oh yeah, Rebecca. Oh, Parasite. Oh, now some of our ones aren't on there because mainly me probably deleted them before the 24 hours to put up more content because there's so much content. You know what I mean?
More content.
So a few of them are missing, but that's okay. What we thought we'd do, maybe give you a little ranking of some of the movies we liked and some of the movies that we didn't like. Spoiler alert: there's probably more of them. And well, why not begin with my lowest rated film so far?
Yeah.
Of the modern era, it being the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Klaus. Controversial.
I thought it was Klaus.
Klaus.
What?
Santa Claus. Klaus.
Clausen.
Yeah. Clausen.
Okay.
Technically, it is Klaus.
Okay.
I gave it a 3 out of 10. Now, I've started, we'll talk about this in a minute, I've started the little Christmassy, a sprinkle of Christmas movies in there for the joy.
Sprinkle.
It was quite depressing, mate. It was quite sad. I've got my review that people can go and read, but I wrote lovely animation and a few good gags aside. Klaus adds nothing to the Christmas canon except a depressing origin story and a plot with more holes than a vintage stocking. Now, I think that's a lovely review. That's a lovely review. Obviously, I don't want to spoil it, so we'll have to rack through them quick for fear of spoilers.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just a bit sad, mate.
Is it?
There seems to be a trend with, let's take the magic of Christmas, let's do a big dump on that, and let's bring it down and make it real. Typical 2020 rubbish.
Yeah.
It's like, joy, flatten that out.
Flatten the joy.
He's depressed, everyone's dead, and that's how we start the film. I just want happy things. Now, some people like that, and they like the realism, and it is kind of an origin story of the tradition of Christmas.
Right.
I find the lead character to be one of those, and it's happened since Deadpool, especially in animation, of the kind of the fast-speaking, wisecracking American lead character that doesn't really say any jokes, but he's like, yeah, okay, oh my God, okay, what, now? And it's like, oh, that's annoying, isn't it? No one's likable in it. It's kind of sad. It redeems itself slightly. Animation's lovely.
Yeah, that I've not seen it, but yeah. I remember when it came out, and it was bannered at the top of it's Netflix, isn't it? It was bannered at the top of Netflix. It was everywhere, and the most striking thing to begin with was obviously the animation looks sensational, But yeah, I didn't dive into it myself. Maybe I won't.
Well, I know, but then it's typical me. It's all 5 stars across the board. Everybody loves it. The best.
Everyone loved it. Yeah,
the best Christmas film ever.
When you uploaded it, I was like, hold on a minute. I swear.
I know.
I went on Rotten Tomatoes, which
we've debated in the past.
But it's high. It's high.
It is high, but whatever. I just didn't get it, mate. I found it really sad. Didn't really like no one was likable in it. It was funny in places, had a nice few set pieces. Like I said, animation very nice. A lot of plot holes, nothing really makes sense in it. So it's like the ending especially, I can't spoil, but it was one of those endings which is like, and this happened, and we put that in, and it's like, oh, why have you done that? You've broken the whole concept. It's just very frustrating. So maybe I'm looking too much into it because it's a kids' film. Saying that, it's kind of got mature themes, so maybe it's not for young kids, because I think it would depress them genuinely.
Yeah, and God knows they don't need that, because
I know, right?
They've got to live yet.
They've got to live, damn it. So that is my least favourite film of the current era, and that is from last year, I believe. It was out last Christmas.
Yeah, so, I think last Christmas.
I guess I'll rack through them super quick. Rebecca was fine. Costume drama. Daphne du Maurier adaptation.
Oh yeah, it's a new release this year, wasn't it?
Netflix again, I believe. Yeah, released this year. So in contention for some things. Yeah, it was fine. 4 out of 10. Script never really felt any good.
One thing that we should mention is that we, both me and Jack, we like to use, and it's something that is not used.
Yeah.
Widely, 0 to 10, the whole scope.
Yep.
To be used. So one thing that maybe would be a Kenny's rant of the week in future will be, it tends to be 8 out of 10 to 10 out of 10 is used lots, or 7 even to 10, and anything before that is just never used. No, that's that. I hate that as one of my biggest pet peeves. So a 4 is, it sounds terrible. Yeah, it's still probably watchable. A 4, it's watchable. Like, it's
a 5 for me. A 5 is a perfectly average film.
Yeah,
and that's fine, because not all films are amazing. I mean, not many films are amazing. Let's be honest.
Not many. Yeah,
you might see 1 or 2 a year where you're blown away.
Yeah.
So yeah, like a 4 out of 10, I would say. Watchable, look beautiful, shot beautifully, but again,
probably not recommended, but not like a 3 is I think, for me personally, 0 to 3 is it was very bad. 4 to 6 is it was middle of the road, slightly worse or slightly better. 7 is incredibly good.
Yeah.
So
that's the rating scale. Don't at me. Goosebumps, 5 out of 10. Fun. Could have used the monsters better. John Wick gave it 5 out of 10 as well. Amazing. Looked great, and the fights were out of this world. But it doesn't have anything else but the fighting, which is fine.
Yeah.
But it's not the best action film of all time anywhere near. But does it have some of the best fighting of all time? 100% it does.
Yeah.
I gave it Chapter 2 a 5.5. Less than what I wanted for it. Preferred the first. I felt that it was too fragmented and relied too much on the kind of a samey kind of monster. I love the kids so much. Any of the flashbacks I loved. I liked the cast was amazing, but it just didn't hit like the first one did for me.
No.
Blended, new Adam Sandler one with Drew Barrymore. A wonderful rom-com couple. 5 out of 10. Fine. None of it made sense, but Adam Sandler's hit or miss with that. We've defended him in the past, especially Kenny. He's riding an emu at one point. That's all you need to know about the film. What else do we get? Haunted Mansion, that starts off our story. 8 out of 10. Love that film. Think it's very underrated. Eddie Murphy is a joy. We all love him.
Yeah.
Pop Star, strong 8 out of 10. Never Stop, Never Stopping. A hilarious,
brilliant,
one of the best mockumentary since Spinal Tap, in my opinion. Andy Samberg and the Lonely Island crew. Amazing, stellar cast. Some amazing cameos in that. Very funny songs. I listen to them all the time now. Very funny writing. Very funny script. It's just very, very funny. So
really good.
I shan't spoil it, but watch it. Gave 1917 an 8 out of 10 as well.
Nice.
I know some people might say, "What? So 1917's as good as Popstar?" But it's on a different thing, isn't it? For a war film, I would give 1917 an 8 out of 10. For a mockumentary, I would give Popstar an 8 out of 10.
Yeah,
that's kind of how I do it.
Yeah.
Visually beautiful, cinematography beautiful. I thought the acting left a little to be desired, and there was a few issues with, like, you probably would have died by now doing this, like, or whatever. But I thought the way it was shot, which was the whole gimmick, is look how it's shot. It was obviously it was shot amazingly.
Yeah.
But I think it needed slightly more than that for it to be a 9 or a 10 out of 10. But I did think it was very, very good.
Yeah, yeah.
Parasite's just snuck above it for me with a 9 out of 10. Not the perfect film. I found the ending, without wishing to spoil it, to be a little divisive and a change of tone, which was cool, but was quite different to what I expected. And some of the politics and social commentary in it, like we've discussed, was very on the nose, to the point of it being like, yeah, okay, I get what you're trying to do here.
Get it. Yeah.
But I think there might have been a language barrier thing. Make it as overt as you kind of can to.
Yeah. I also thought it was very good. I thought it was. Great.
It was very good. Amazing acting, obviously. Just very well done. Shot beautifully. Great visuals, and kind of disturbing and entertaining and funny in equal measure. A bit like this podcast. Now, you can talk about this in a second when we'll go through Kenny's, but I also watched Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, as you did.
Oh, you've seen it as well?
I did. The day after you watched it, and you had already put your review up, so I thought, I'm not doing double reviews.
Okay, all right. Oh, well, we haven't discussed this at all.
No, we can now, because it's a 9 out of 10 for me, personally.
Yes, I'm so glad that you loved it as well.
It was absolutely brilliant. It was funny. The animation may be the best animation I've ever seen. I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking.
The way each character had their own animation, it was just funny. It was sweet. It was engaging. The story was there. It was just what a superhero movie should be for me. And I've had some issues with Marvel and things in the past for being popcorn kind of flicks. Didn't feel this was that at all.
No.
This is what superhero movie should be for me. The only reason I didn't give it a 10 out of 10 was because I wish they'd fleshed out the other Spider-Man, Spider-Woman characters from the other dimensions a little bit more. I know that they couldn't, and they were ensemble players. I would have liked them to be slightly more established. That's why I didn't give it a 10. But that was my second favourite. Really, that was my favourite, because my favourite so far, which got a 10 out of 10, was a short movie that won an Oscar in like the 70s or 80s called The Man Who Planted Trees, which is based on a French book about a guy who lives in the Alps, and it's a barren wasteland, and he starts planting trees to make it look nicer and to increase the wildlife and to et cetera, healthy living. And over the years, a guy goes back and visits him and watches how the landscape has changed because of this one man's work, basically.
Okay, nice.
I found it on YouTube. Don't know how I found it. It was just in my recommended list. I think someone mentioned it to me. Watched it, just half an hour long. Narrated by Christopher Plummer, who's done many things, Knives Out, obviously Sound of Music, etc. Beautiful. No, it's a short film, but I couldn't fault it. The animation was stunning. The story was there. It's just emotional. It was perfect. It was like the perfect animated film. If you like The Snowman and all those kind of things like that, then it's going to be directly up your street.
Nice.
That got 10 out of 10 for me. So for big movies, Spider-Man's my favourite so far.
Yeah.
For short movies, The Man Who Planted Trees. I'm now going to shut up. And Kenny, do you have any thoughts on any of those movies, or would you like to talk about movies you've seen?
Well, Into the Spider-Verse as well. I cannot recommend highly enough. I kind of, when it came out, I kind of took that. I don't even know why. That kind of like, oh, it's an animated film. Or maybe I can just skip it. And then something we'll talk about later, it was the release of Spider-Man Miles Morales on PS4 and PS5 that made me think, oh, do you know what? It's a Spider-Man film about Miles Morales. It's not a character I know loads about. Let's watch it. And then ended up, instantly fell in love with the character of Miles. The script, the soundtrack was sensational.
It used music very, very well.
And I can't recommend it enough. I don't know if it's definitely my favourite Spider-Man film I've ever seen. It's one 100%. Of my favourite comic book films I've ever seen. I think it was
Mhm.
sensational. And please, please, please give us a Spider-Man noir film with Nicolas Cage playing. I mean,
he barely said anything, and what he said was
when
genius.
he showed up, I popped me bloody boots.
Yeah.
I went, hold on, that's bloody Nick Cage.
The wind follows me.
Anyone who knows me or has listened to the podcast knows I'm a huge fan of Nicolas Cage. Loved it. So Into the Spider-Verse, definitely. Parasite, loved as well. Trying to think anything else you mentioned that I've seen.
What else did you see? You saw It Chapter 2.
Yeah, really disappointed by It Chapter 2. Just didn't click for me at all. First film was so good.
Yeah.
So good. And the performances were still good. I can't remember who's the guy that plays Pennywise, the ginger guy.
Oh, I can't remember his name, to be honest.
Bill Skarsgård.
Oh yeah, Bill Skarsgård. Yeah.
He was great again.
Yeah, always.
Really not. Didn't feel it at all. In terms of films that I've been watching, I've kind of gone on a bit of an 80s binge. I rewatched Predator, which is one of my favourite ever films.
Classic.
And what else have I watched recently? So I rewatched the first Terminator. My partner hadn't seen the first Terminator, mainly to be able to watch Terminator 2, which is sensational. The first one, very cool.
Yeah.
And then I went on a little bit of a Vietnam binge.
So you went to Vietnam.
Yeah, and I binged.
And you binged.
On Vietnam films. Just stayed in the hotel.
Yeah. Nice hotel.
So I watched, back in lockdown, I watched Apocalypse Now all the way through for the first time, which was amazing, but very, very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then this time around, I watched Full Metal Jacket for the first ever time. I knew I had seen, someone who's as addicted to YouTube as I am will have seen so much of Full Metal Jacket in like countdown of lists, breakdowns of cinema. So, I had seen the scene in the toilet numerous times at the end of the first act. But having watched it all the way through, it was fantastic.
Good.
Kubrick, I went on a bit of a Kubrick binge during lockdown as well back in the year. Did Shining, which was sensational again on second viewing. I did Rambo First Blood, which kind of gets a little bit forgotten in the Vietnam sort of canon. You've got the first wave, Deer Hunter, Apocalypse Now, kind of era, and then you've got the second wave being kind of like Good Morning Vietnam, Full Metal Jacket. Rambo kind of gets, actually at the time known as just First Blood when it was released. Very, very powerful film. Basically, speaking exclusively on PTSD and how we treat veterans when they return home. And watched some stuff from Sylvester Stallone saying that the first cut of the film was absolutely awful. And
the book of the film's absolutely awful. I'm doing Sylvester Stallone.
That's not Elephant Man. That was Sylvester.
He did play the Elephant Man. We all know that. Very powerful performance.
He got a cut of the film, tried to stop it from being released, said it was about 3 hours long. Perhaps indicative of Jack's impression, Stallone's way in which he resolved the film was to remove almost all of his dialogue.
I wanted to remove my dialogue. Again, I'm doing Sylvester the Stallone.
The Stallone. He had it was a terrible script, and at one point I think he said that one of the lines was he's like walking along a road and someone says, "Oh, what are you doing?" And he says, "With a thin easy rider, when I'm easy walker."
Oh no! Cut that, Steve.
And I think he saw that. Cut that. Anyway, brilliant film, highly recommended. The other Rambo films are kind of just gore fest. sort of war films with not much of a social message. But First Blood is well, it's not gory in any way. In fact, there's barely any deaths. There might only be there's one death. And it's actually about John Rambo, the character, not wanting to kill people, getting away from the war, coming back to the US without anywhere to go, and being kind of forced into to snap by normal civilians that don't kind of take into account his PTSD. It's very, very good. Highly recommended. So yeah, I'm on a little bit of an old school binge at the moment, with 2020 having delivered no films and having seen a lot from last year, or the last few years anyway.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Are you venturing into the Christmas film territory? What are you thinking? Any you're going to stick on? Any you haven't seen?
My partner said yesterday, "Shall we watch Elf?" And I said, "It's November." I'm literally like, not even, "Oh, shall we watch, something slightly Elf is like the most Christmas film you could ever get.
I can confirm, having seen Elf, it is about Christmas. Some of it is about Christmas.
That's like a Christmas Eve film. That's like
you think,
most
this is it.
Christmas.
Yeah, it's the categorization of, whoa, we can't watch that now. That's got to be for Christmas.
That's later. Come on,
Elf. That's Christmas film. No, that's not. That's early Christmas film. This is a late Christmas film.
So I mean, I might. I mean, my favourites probably Last Action. What's it called?
Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way is probably my.
Put that cookie down.
Probably my favourite Christmas film ever.
Well, I shall pause you there and tell you, you'll be delighted to know that we have bought an original Jingle All the Way one-sheet movie poster that we are putting in our one-sheet frames where we've got our other two at the moment. People don't know, in our living room, we've got a couple of movie posters, and we swapped them out seasonal. And this year, we've managed to get a Jingle All the Way one. So that's going up today.
I love it.
Today. So we're going to have Jingle All the Way up there in the living room. Amazing.
I love that film.
Amazing.
So yeah, that might be my gateway into Christmas films.
Yeah.
And we'll go from there.
Well, I've made a big list. I shan't read all the list, but yeah, I mean, classics for us. We spoke about them last year. I'm sure we'll speak about them again towards Christmas. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, The Santa Claus, Elf's in there, although I wouldn't say it's the best Christmas film of all time. A lot of people do. I don't think that's true. You got your classic Snowman, etc. Christmas Carol, varying versions of that. And then you get your not so Christmassy ones, but Christmassy ones. Holiday, Love Actually, all those kind of ones.
Yeah.
Few animated ones in there. There's Taylor of Gloucester I quite like. There's a good animated version of Christmas Carol that we watch. Now there's ones that I haven't seen before that I'm going to try and do this year. I've never fully watched The Grinch, ever.
It's good, yeah, it's good. It's definitely
what
good.
I've seen of it, I'm not sure, but I've never fully seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Haven't seen Holiday Inn, like a classic. Haven't seen White Christmas.
No, I haven't seen
Haven't seen It's a Wonderful Life. All these kind of traditional American films. So I think probably try and do a few of the classics. Still going old school. Try and do a few of the classics.
Nice.
Do have a couple of reviews yet to be posted on our social media. So hang on for my Christmas with the Cranks review. Coming soon.
I've not seen that.
Oh, it's fun.
Yeah.
Arthur Christmas, which I do have a soft spot ever since last year. I love Aardman, and I really like Arthur Christmas.
Yeah.
And I watched, as of yesterday, both Paddington movies, which I'd never seen. Not Christmas movies per se, but they have that kind of nice feeling to them.
Yeah.
I'd never seen I don't know. You've seen them, haven't you? I think.
I've seen the first one.
Got you.
And I've not seen the second. And I'll be interested to see your thoughts, because I just got a piece on my...
You dirty boy.
I thought it was incredibly charming, and I loved it. The first,
it was very good. Second, for a while, it may still have occupied the only 100% on Rotten Tomatoes for a little while. across the board. One of the only movies to do that. I think there's a few now, but I'm not sure if it's just gone down a peg. I'm not sure, but both very well reviewed. I shall leave that as a tease. So make sure you follow our social media for that, because people are going to love that. What does Jack think of Paddington? Quickly, get on there.
Get on there.
Get on there. And I suppose that wraps it up, really, mate. So all in all, we've been watching mainly old movies. Most of the new movies have been caca. Let's see what happens. Let's get into Christmas movie territory, and we'll talk to you about what we've been watching next time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Should we do a comedy feature?
Let's do a comedy feature, and let's do a jingle.
Oh, my goodness. A Jingle Jangle, which is a Netflix Christmas original coming out soon. Okay, let's go. And put in the jingle.
Hip, trip, hooray. Hip, trip, hooray.
Wow. Jingles are just bloody good, aren't they?
Jingles are good.
I love jingles. Jingles.
It's
jingle.
And it's Trip.
Jingle.
And it's Away.
Jingles.
And it's Jack.
Jingles.
Jack's gone wrong.
Jingles. It's returned, isn't it? Hip Chip Hooray's returned. Or I type in a keyword or words into TripAdvisor. Other TripAdvisors are available. I look down the list. I pick a location. I read a 1-star review of said location. Kenny has to guess the location. What does he win if he's correct? Absolutely nothing but my respect and my gratitude, and also a hand job. This week, I typed in everybody's favourite disease, coronavirus.
Oh, no.
Location I have chose is Albuquerque in New Mexico in the US of A. You'd think New Mexico's in Mexico. It's not. Don't be stupid.
It's the New Mexico.
It's the New Mexico. I know that from Red Dead Redemption. This review is titled Fed Up. Kenny, guess the location.
Bloody fed up.
Fed up. Could be anywhere in the world right now. Fed up. I like this opening line. Feces in the toilet when I checked. I like that you check. Is that no? There is shit in this one. Yep. Feces in the toilet when I checked. Whoop.
Yeah.
Loud families. Housekeeper was outside of my door trying to look in. I could not even get out of the door because she blocked it with her cart. Ready? Racist. So I can only assume that this woman/man thought this was a racially motivated blocking of the door. No context there as to why that is, but yeah. So she's locked in a room with someone else's shit in the toilet, which is fine.
I mean, that sounds awful.
that sounds like most of 2020. Kenny, where is this location? Just do one review, one location this week.
I mean, it's some sort of hotel.
It is.
Is it a particularly famous hotel?
It's not. It's quite specific, but I think when I say it, you'll go, oh, well, of course it's that kind of hotel.
Okay, so it's like is it a motel?
Well, it is, yeah. It's specific, but yeah. It's an airport hotel.
Oh.
I know, and I thought that when I read it, and I thought, well, that sounds like an airport hotel. And I thought, why have I said that?
Yeah. Someone else.
What about
that shit could be from anywhere in the world.
that could have gone around the world. That could have been the first shit they'd done in 24 hours. They could have been on a flight from Australia.
Anyway, yeah, literally. Oh, I'm not going in the airport bathroom. No way.
No, dirty. I'm going to go in that
hotel. Won't flush it.
It's the Wyndham Airport Days Inn and Suites. Now, this person apparently was staying in a suite, so that was the suite. I know.
Bloody racist.
I don't know what about that, but something about racism and shit in the toilet reminded me of airport hotels. So we'll deal with that. In a similar theme, we're going to go second location, Ireland, a place close to our hearts.
A place
safety concerns. Is very close to racism and potatoes. Don't say that, because what I've done there is I've done kind of a satire on racism, because I've put the words racist and potato together. How I Got News for You would love that. Call us. Safety concerns, never again. Chap across from me covered himself completely with a blanket and was doing things.
Oh.
I was really worried about possible terrorist activity.
He's having a wink. He might have a bomb.
Yeah, maybe the wank was the bomb.
You're the bomb.
You're the bomb. I was really worried about possible terrorist activity, but later figured out that he was probably, inverted commas, amusing himself.
Oh,
Ooh. Did attendants do anything or even noticed? No. Bizarre. Now, bizarre isn't the word I would finish that with. If you thought someone was about to blow you up, I wouldn't go, that's bizarre that he's having a jod under a blanket. But
thought he was going to blow me up. Instead, he's having a hand shandy.
yeah,
Bizarre.
he's bashing the bishop. So, yeah, little bloke covered himself up. And he was just going to town. It was red raw. He was really going for it. You know what I mean?
There was that on a plane as well. Is this it?
It was on a plane. Yeah, it was on a plane. I've kind of given you a narrative here.
So let's think. So it's a plane to Ireland. Who would have a hand shandy on a? What town would I like to besmirch?
Well,
was it Stoke-on-Trent?
Oh my God! It wasn't. Yeah, because Stoke-on-Trent Airport, very popular airport in the UK. If anybody doesn't know, make sure you fly into Stoke-on-Trent. I think it was from Dublin actually, but it's just Aer Lingus, the Irish national airline.
I'm sorry.
So it was an Aer Lingus.
That sounds rude. That sounds rude already.
Well, he covered himself up, had a quick Aer Lingus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Irish international flying airline, which has just appalling reviews everywhere. So they let terrorists have a little doo-doo on the plane, and they just go, "That's fine, that's fine. We'll carry on." One more location for you. We've gone to Blackpool, the entertainment capital, the Las Vegas of the UK.
I nearly said Blackpool. About the town that I was going to have a pop at.
Really?
Blackpool? No, I might have used them recently.
What does that say about you? Awful. This one is the world's shortest 1250 rip-off. Little longer one here. We were approached by a young lad dressed as a shark outside. We've all been there. Who decided to pester us as it started raining in Blackpool, despite having a microclimate. So they've gone in talking about the climate. We eventually parted with our hard-earned. Didn't need to put cash, they just put hard-earned. We know what they mean. Walked up the partly ripped carpet on the stairs and dodged the McDonald's empty cartons. I know, typical Blackpool. People looked fed up. I asked a member of staff, which way do we go around? An already fed up lady said, this is as good as it gets. She was not wrong. The super impressive tunnel walkthrough is smeared with filth. Ice cream grease. That's a full stop there. Ice cream grease or ice cream grease? I don't know.
Yeah, grease.
Maybe a mechanic came in. He was holding an ice cream. Please do not use the toilets. Enter at your own peril or with a peg on your nose. I guess if you carry pegs. You are ripping people off. Nothing to do, nothing to see. I was relieved when we managed to find the way out after 25 minutes. 50 pence a minute they put at the end there. They've done the dividing there. They spent 50 pence a minute for that. Well, what's the location?
Well, that is a. I mean,
there's an early tease of what it could be.
I'm thinking, is it like a haunted house or something, or
close? But what was the man dressed as?
A shark. Oh, it's an aquarium.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it's a rubbish
aquarium. A haunted aquarium. It's not a haunted aquarium. That would be really specific. It's Sea Life Blackpool.
But that's like a massive chain.
I know. So,
wow.
The guy with the shark says, "Come in from the rain. Don't mind the ripped up carpet or the McDonald's. Listen, what way do we go around? No, this is it. This is all you're seeing. So it's just one.
I love having. You've worked in the tourism industry
many times, yeah.
And I can just imagine you know after a long week, you've had enough. Where's the where's the best bit? Where shall I go first? This is it, mate. This is
yeah. I've been there many.
This is as good as it gets. So
it's as good as it gets. I've been there many times. Yeah. I tended to agree with the customer in a sign of solidarity. They'd be like, it was a bit to be honest, mate, I didn't really enjoy it. And I'm like, yeah, no, I know what you mean, mate. You know what I mean? It's just not very good, is it, mate? Yeah, totally, mate. You know what I mean? I don't even want to work here. You know what I mean? See you later, mate. Yeah. I just want to go along with it. Can't really be bothered.
I ate it. You ate it. We've got it.
So in a way, like that makes it better because I agree. Yeah, Sea Life Blackpool. So sorry, Sea Life Blackpool. There's ice cream grease everywhere. So yeah, dirty. Blackpool, dirty, slammed. Not going to Blackpool.
No,
that Blackpool tour we've got, that's off.
I'm not doing that.
We're not doing that.
The stag do at Blackpool Sea Life Centre never happened.
Imagine that coming, boys. Hey, what's the? No, it's just a tank there. Yeah. Oh, wow. Can we drink? You can't drink indoors, no. Okay, great.
Is there anything else? This is as good as it gets.
This is as good as it gets. There's a McDonald's there. You go there if you want.
I do like
terrible.
McDonald's.
50 pence a minute, mate. So looks like they're playing games with tourists. Talking of games, let's segue out of this segment, which I thought was a roaring success. Hip, chip, hooray. Thank you and good night. Let's segue into talking about games. Man, we're good. We are good.
We are good. Let's have a quick chat about games because...
Well, last time we spoke, it was pre-launch of the new consoles. Now it's post-launch, which means after. Post, in this context, means afterwards.
Yeah.
Not like posting something.
No, because
that's mental.
The posting of the thing did not go well.
Oh my God.
What a segue.
This is so fucking good. I wish I was a fan of this and not doing it so I could watch how good this is.
As Jack said, before the PS5 came out was when we last spoke. Now the PS5 is out and still no one's got one. Eh? Just a little bit of satire on Sony's release kind of schedule and the way that they've gone about the release of the PS5. I can do other bits if you'd like.
That's fine. Any kind of radio, kind of comedy show, we can do that. All right.
So the PS5's out. And it's not gone well, let's be honest. I'm a big Sony fan, big PlayStation fan, but you've got to call a spade, especially when that spade is picking up shit.
You've got to call a spud if you're on Aer Lingus. I've brought it back to Ireland.
You're bringing back potatoes and the Irish.
Yes.
The PS5,
well, breaking news, the PS5 has sold out. Kenny Beveridge with the statistics.
Yes, so we are looking at, apparently they've sold 2.1 million units between the 12th and the 19th. This, according to VG Charts. I can only assume that stands for video game, but maybe it stands for Victor Golf, which is the phonetic of VG.
Yeah, it could also stand for vagina, I suppose.
Very good.
Could we do something with BG maybe? BG games, VG, Fiji maybe. You know, just doing words that rhyme.
I'd like to know how the PS5 sold in Fiji. If they got any, then impressed.
1.3
to 1.6 million in North America, Mexico, Japan. Huge market for Sony, Japan. Massive amount of that is in Japan. So you think 1.3 to 1.6 million, that's all of North America, all of Japan, all of Australia, all of New Zealand, all of South Korea. Sounds like a lot, but I mean, it's obviously a lot, but I think they probably could have done better. Europe and the rest of the world, 800 to 900,000. Europe accounting for about 660,000 units. Now, there's a lot of people in Europe.
Yeah.
660,000 sounds, not enough. And
well, there's more people than that in London.
Yeah. They Sony is looking at about nearly 1.5 million. Microsoft is looking at just nearly 1.3.5 for both X and S. So the PS5 has done some amount better, but considering as the sort of clamoring for stock, they probably could have smashed that number. As you said, Jim Ryan at Sony, everything is sold. It's all bloody sold.
It's all gone. Now, is that a deliberate ploy to make it seem unobtainable for a mad Christmas rush? Is it that they genuinely didn't make enough?
Well,
Your thoughts, Kenny Beveridge?
there are conflicting reports to whether this is COVID, kind of an issue with COVID. Some people saying that COVID didn't really affect the manufacture, although there were talks earlier in the year that there was a specific part that they would have it, that Sony were having trouble getting because of COVID. It's it's a tough one. It's a tough one. I've got to say it has to be to do with COVID, doesn't it?
COVID and 5G, probably.
5G. This
You've heard it.
You'll be happy to hear, according to this VG charts, which is unofficial, we will say, but they're the only numbers that are out there. All right. I had to
get off my back.
Content. Disc version, 75% of sales. So this digital revolution is just not true.
And we've spoke about it before. We get it, digital games, but we've said before we want a hard copy. Wink. And we did say the whole digital thing might not be quite as popular, and it's not.
No.
So people should be coming to us for unofficial statistics. You know what I mean?
Unofficial. I can come up with unofficial statistics like that.
Oh, come up with one now. Come up with one now, mate. Come on.
You know that 1 in 12 PS5s is actually just a Wi-Fi router with a bit of paper taped to it. 1 in 12.
You know what? That is amazing. And that's probably true because I've seen eBay warning people for selling photos of PS5s and putting it in the description, £180, and they've gone PS5, Sony, new, brand spanking new, perfect condition, photo only.
Yeah. At the bottom, right.
People have been buying them.
This is not a PS5. This is a photo.
No.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
In fact,
I mean, first of all, that's awful. That is awful to do that.
But
then to fall for it.
That was a picture of a PS5 and an additional controller. The controller existed, but the console was the picture. It's and that's going to be the discussion, I think, on the PS5. It's always going to be marred by basically, and this is what I want to say about this, that we've had a tough year, the world, and we're absolute bastards to each other, and it is really damning of society when, for example, there are consoles being tampered with by people that they've been sent out by, wrong items sent out by Amazon drivers being filled stealing consoles from people, scalpers. One company in the UK has 3,500 units that they are selling. One thing that is funny, and people have been, they've been doing a good job in trying to disrupt this. People have been bidding £25,000 on eBay for scalpers so that their item won't sell, and then just having their account banned for not paying.
Smart.
Which is good. There was a story of a builder in Glasgow made a scalper drive half an hour for a £900 sale that he didn't intend to make. And then he just said, "Oh, you bloody mug, you're here. And I'm not going to pay it because you want too much, you bastard." It's a depressing time, I think.
And I would like anyone to just sample Kenny there when it all went quiet, saying that it's been a tough year and people are bastards. Just sample that. Maybe make it like he's doing a big speech, a Martin Luther King-esque location with a crowd. Bit of echo on it. Maybe just a beautiful orchestral piece behind it. Maybe we'll do that.
Maybe
that would be lovely because it was profound. I wanted to do a slow clap at the end.
Yeah, it's a real. It's just.
You're right, mate. It's awful. You think people would be united during this time, but people are being more fragmented. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's and you yourself have been a victim of crooks Bloody crooks.
Yes, I had as announced on the pod. I had a PS5. Me and my friend bought two. One for him, one for me. Had two coming, and 100% of those two. That is two. If you didn't know, were not right. One of them had been thrashed to the point of where, when we called Royal Mail, they had said that, oh yeah, when we got it, we taped it up because it was in such a bad state and felt like we couldn't deliver it that way when it arrived to them. That was from Game in the UK, and my one was from Amazon and had the seal broken and had been replaced. So someone had opened it up. You don't know what they'd done. Are things missing? I'm not messing with it. It's going straight back. I'm not interested.
It could be possible terrorist activity. We don't know.
Might have had a hand shandy in there.
It might have done.
I'm at the point now where I'm thinking I'm not going to buy one until I can pick one off the shelf, take
100%,
it and pay.
100%. Yeah, totally agree. Although that hasn't stopped me from trying to win free consoles on Twitter. Okay, it's coming up. I'm like, okay, so we've got 200. Right, we've got 200. Follow me. Right, follow. Notifications on. Comment beneath. Right, tag a friend. Right, retweet. Right, also follow these two accounts. Right, fine. Notifications on. Okay, fine. Yeah, these are just two blokes. Okay, I'll follow them. I guess follow them. Notifications on. Right, they're tweeting. Okay, I'm waiting. So yeah. Okay, first person to retweet this gets it. Right, retweet. Oh, there's 400 retweets. Right. We'll turn that on. Now I've just got notifications on for 3 men. Who are these men? I don't know. Suddenly, they're just tweeting nonsense. I'm like, no, but this was a legit company. Now I'm just following your mates. What's going on? I didn't win a console, Kenny. I haven't won the console. I've tried 3 or 4 times. I've got fast fingers. I'll stand here. And it's just not happened for me.
Mate.
It's those snipers. They snipe, get in, didn't they?
It's those bloody scalpers, mate. They're scalping you.
They're scalping me scalp. I just wanted to get a free console for the boys. It's been a rough year for the world. It's been a rough year for us personally.
Yeah.
Everyone's died. It's shit. I want a free thing for me. I can't spend money. I mean, I know the Xbox hasn't sold out, so in theory, I could just buy an Xbox.
Yeah.
I haven't got that money for that. Not even the S. You've got to wait for it. I'm going to get it off the shelf like you. I want both of them, mate. I want a fucking PS5 in one room.
Yeah.
I want an Xbox in another.
Yeah.
Apparently, Google Stadia have 400 games in the pipeline. What's that about? Now Google are doing games. What's happening in the world?
Stadia was a bit of a disaster, wasn't it? But who knows? I mean, maybe Xbox people are gonna end up with Xboxes where
this is it.
Could happen. I mean,
maybe it's my conspiracy. Maybe Xbox have infiltrated Sony. They've ruined distribution around the world.
I like it.
Also, 5G. Carry on.
Also, there is the issue of 5G. But that's the gaming. We're I was so excited. I was like, the next podcast episode, I'm going to do a breakdown of the PS5. I'm going to do the review. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do nothing because I can't get one. No one can get one.
You're still having a breakdown. It's just a different kind of breakdown.
Talking of breakdowns. Help.
Help me. Please donate to our Patreon. No, seriously, please do.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk's been delayed again, isn't it? That's good. Thumbs up for that one.
I was very much hoping that Cyberpunk would be my first sort of foray into PS5. I wasn't going to get Demon's Souls, I don't think, because it was £70 and I'm not a mug. But Miles Morales I was maybe going to get, but I was thinking, do you know what? I could just play sort of PS4 games that are upgraded and then PS5 proper Cyberpunk. But then I realised that the Cyberpunk upscale, the PS5 release of Cyberpunk is until fucking next year anyway. So
wind up, innit? Wind up, mate. Well, judging from reviews, the PS5 still seems to be just outperforming Xbox in terms of usability. Wired, I think, gave them both 9 out of 10, but they said the PS5 is a bit better in terms of FPS and textures and stuff. Seems to be the way. Don't know.
I've seen a mix
Shame.
of the two.
Yeah. I'm glad to see that they're pretty much equals, because I'm kind of sick of the whole debate thing. Like, I've never really bought into it. You're better. What's better? Sony has genuinely been better just because they're Sony and they're good at that stuff.
Yeah.
But Xbox has never been crazy far behind, and now that they're basically the same, it's like, I'm actually happier with that. Just enjoy your gaming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
Peace and love. Peace and love. Talking of peace and love. Finish on something that we love.
Go on.
It's monkey tennis.
It's monkey tennis. We love monkeys. We love tennis. You know what I love as well is I love Vikings. So I'm going to briefly tell you about Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Oh, okay. I thought we were done.
For 2 seconds. For 2 seconds.
Go on.
Because it's got really good reviews, Kenny, and I don't know what to do with it because I don't really want to play the whole thing. And the thing is, I don't really want to get it because I don't really like the new kind of Assassin's Creed. It actually got an 8 out of 10 on PS5, but a 7 out of 10 on PS4. So it's even better on the new console, Kenny. Guardian, they gave it 4 stars. Eurogamer, 4 stars. Daily Star, I mean, I know it's newspapers. PC Games, 9 out of 10. Games Radar, 4.5 out of 5. I'm nervous because I don't want this open. I mean, I don't know. John Carpenter, creator of legendary Halloween things, he tweeted saying it's an amazing game. John Carpenter said it's a return to form. He said, "I'm thinking, do I get it?"
What does John Carpenter know about Assassin's Creed?
Apparently, he loves it. Big gamer. I'm like, do I get it now? Do I get it for Christmas? I haven't finished Odyssey. I thought it was boring. It's not really Assassin's Creed, but apparently, do I get it because it might just be an amazing open world Viking game? But then we did the little analysis of the video, and actually, it has quite a lot of inaccuracies. I don't know. I'm nervous. And I'm so nervous that I'm going to stop talking about it and we're going to play monkey tennis.
I know. I've heard wildly different things. I've heard that.
Well, you had a mate that returned it, didn't you?
I mean, the release day copy I think was verging on unplayable.
We've said it before. I'm sick and tired of companies releasing things that are half finished. Yeah. Release a finished game, please. Yeah. Ubisoft are terrible for that as well.
Awful. Yeah. It's. But then I've heard from the guy from Game Ranks, Jake Baldino, said that he thought it was way too long. He thought it was fun, but that the side missions were really boring, and that it got boring after a while, and that Odyssey got quite boring, and this was the same. Yeah. I've heard from a couple of friends of mine that it's brilliant. I've heard from who else said it was really good. I got good reviews, I think, at IGN and GameSpot, but can they be trusted? Because, Ubisoft give them a little of the, there you go. Here's a little hand shandy under a blanket. Although on Metascore, it's 80 on Metascore, 7.1 user score, which is still okay. The user score is the one to look at, I think, for me. That's something that I've started, paying more attention to, especially when it's not something that's been review bombed. It's just like it's sometimes you get that kind of review bombing where it's like it will be lower or not normally higher, it will normally be lower. But
I don't know, mate. Do I get it? I don't know. I'm going to hold off. I never buy games new because I'm broke. We'll hold off for a little while, and it's going to be inevitable. I'm going to get it. Do I play Odyssey first? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm emotional. I'm going to have a laugh now to calm me down.
Let's have a laugh.
We're going to finish with monkey tennis. Would you like to put in the jingle?
I'd like to put in the jingle.
Okay. Kenny is now going to put in the jingle, and I'm going to stop talking.
Monkey tennis.
That was good, wasn't it? That was worth it.
I mean, for me, I need a cigarette after that.
A cigarette?
We are going to do Monkey Tennis, where we pitch funny things with funny names based on other stuff. We're ripping off Alan Partridge to come up with crazy concepts and wild ideas, and we're going to make each other laugh. We don't know what we've written previously. I'm going to pitch a couple of TV shows and a movie.
You've got
Kenny,
3.
would you like to go first? Well, I've got 3 because one of them's so short that I just want to say it because it made me laugh. I know it's kind of cheating.
That's fine.
You go first. What are you going to pitch to me? I'm going to take this and I'm going to see if I want to put it on my TV channel.
Yeah, no, you should really think whether this one is worth commissioning. Spoiler alert, it is.
Oh, okay, you're confident. Good to meet you. Hiya. Good to see you. Please take the floor. Take the floor.
Okay, so I've got a pitch for a 2-part Channel 5 reality show called Full Kale Jacket. Or, to get the pun really, Full Kale Jacket.
Yes, yeah, Kale. Good, fine.
Ross Kemp
Ross Kemp
and RuPaul join forces to discover the growing process, health benefits, and potential fashion revolution that kale can offer. They first train and then undertake the famously hard endurance test Tough Mudder, having eaten nothing but kale. Then they create a line of kale-inspired fashion lines for Paris Fashion Week.
So it's a mainly kale-based show, which is in the title. Now, kale is very 2020, very current. The health kick that a lot of people are on.
Yeah.
I like it.
Full
I like
jacket. So it's full metal jacket. So you could do Tough Mudder. You could just do the marine fitness test on kale.
Oh yeah,
Ross Kemp can help Rue out on that. But then after
Ross and Rue, I like this pairing.
The second episode, it's Paris Fashion Week. You've got Ross Kemp roaming around in a kale jacket.
Wow, and he's a big boy. You know, that's a lot of kale.
It's a lot.
There's a lot of kale.
I'm mainly, I've bought some shares in Kale. I'm just trying to...
In the Kale as a brand. Kale is a brand, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a vegetable, it's a brand.
No, yeah.
Full Kale jacket.
Full Kale jacket.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Does kale smell at all? Will it be intrusive for a jacket? Or?
Quite smelly, yeah. It's quite smelly. But I did look up, you can get it in both green and purple, which would look nice.
You can. Purple kale, very popular on Instagram, looks kind of cool. Yeah, obviously I'm very current with the kale trends of the moment. So I would like to commission that. Channel 5, you say, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, come
yeah.
on. It's I know Rue is, but Ross...
Well, Rue's got his deals elsewhere. Rue and Ross, yeah. I mean, this could be an unlikely pairing that could go over multiple different shows. They could go on a road trip together. You know what I mean? They could do all kinds of stuff. And I would like to see Rue in a kind of an army boot camp.
Yeah. I'm thinking they're from, like, it's two worlds. It's the army. Kale is the connector.
Mix them together. Ross is trying to tuck his balls. That could be amusing. There's lots of ways we could go with it, but mainly to do with kale. Yeah, I like it. Full kale jacket. Make sure you'll have to get the spell in there as well, so people know it's kale and not kale.
Yeah, it's kale.
Yeah, KL. Good. Well, I'm going to go with my pitch for a movie, Heidi Heist. The cast of 80s holiday camp sitcom Heidi High reunite in this Ocean 11's inspired adventure. Classic cast members Paul Shane, Simon Cadell, Felix Bowness, Diane Holland, Barry Howard, Leslie Dwyer, Ben Harris, and Kenneth Connor
are all there.
Are all now dead, so they don't appear.
Oh, okay.
But fan favourites, Ruth Maddock, they're all dead, but fan favourites Ruth Maddock, Sue Pollard, David Griffin, and Jeffrey Holland lead an all-star ensemble in a heist movie for the ages. All right. What's the big idea? They rob 4 Las Vegas holiday resorts simultaneously. stealing show business ideas, costumes, scripts, etc. They escape back to the UK in order to infuse Maplins, which is the name of their holiday camp, to give Maplins some new, exciting new show business concepts. You know what I mean? And finally put their rival, Butlins, out of business for good. All right?
I like it.
ID heist. So, as you will probably see, most of the cast are dead. There is an idea around holograms. We could potentially bring them in. I'm worried about the cost of that. We could just recast them completely. I was thinking probably an all-black cast.
Get the 2020. Maybe get some Kale involved.
I'd love to get Kale involved if they're available. So they're splitting off. They're in Las Vegas. A lot of 80s-based sexist, homophobic comedy is in there, which might not necessarily pass the grade, but we'll give it a go. He's robbing a casino. Oh, this reminds me of my mother-in-law. He's doing a bit.
My mother-in-law.
Yeah. So Heidi Heist.
I like it. It's very good. Nice.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, I think it will sell. They're all quite old, so they won't be able to do any of the stunts or anything.
Or sequels, probably.
Yeah, probably. Statistically, one of or more will die. Maybe even during the filming. I don't know. So,
well, yeah, that will bump the numbers.
It will have to be a quick turnaround, but I think it's what 2020 really needs is 80s sitcom characters robbing Las Vegas casinos.
I like it. So,
thanks, mate.
My second one is very 2020. In fact, it's a pitch for a one-off charity web stream.
Ooh, this is new for Monkey Tennis.
It's a very, very simple idea. It's the Zoom Room. Jimmy Wiseau's back. This time, it's the retelling of his famous work, The Room, but on Zoom. All the cast are involved. They're not dead, right? They're all alive. He's not dead. They're not dead. Although his character is returned. I did think sequel to The Room, but the Zoom, The Room.
Yeah, works as well.
Unfortunately, he offs himself, doesn't he, at the end of The Room? Maybe there's a way that his character can come back, but so during the COVID-19 pandemic, charity stream, the Zoom Room. I do have a couple of other ideas that might help. I've got Panic Zoom.
Fine.
Probably get Jodie Foster. Is it Jodie Foster on Panic Room?
Yes, with her husky, freckly voice.
Another retelling. I mean, this one might be a little darker because it is a war film. But the Skype runner. Could work.
Yeah.
And maybe a charity web stream that could be for the children. It's Room on a Broom on Zoom.
I'm joking on that one.
Room on the Broom on the Zoom on the Room.
Room on a Broom on Zoom. Lethal Bizzle does the thing. Room on a Broom on Zoom. Yeah, coming at you with a noom, boom, all that kind of stuff.
All that.
Yeah.
I was trying to come up with other ones, but
we did when we were doing the isolation tapes. I mean, all of these have been isolation tapes, but we gave up. It was when we first were in isolation because of Corona. We did call an episode Zoom with a view, so that could be a room with a
Zoom
view.
with a view. Yeah, that was another one.
Also, we did do Zoom Raider, so a whole Tomb Raider retelling, or Womb Raider, which we did on Monkey Tennis. Just do that through Zoom as well. So yeah.
I'm mainly, there's a lot of films that can be retold on Zoom or other, Skype, Microsoft Teams, even
Microsoft
Facebook
Teams.
Messenger.
Yeah, wow. Have you seen the adverts? They're really pushing it, aren't they? About 10 years too late there. They're like, Facebook, you can bloody talk on it on video. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can, yeah. Wow.
They don't want to do a Skype. They used to be the leader. Zoom now, isn't it?
We're all on Zoom these days. Skype. Don't know what happened to them. They're all blue and that, and they don't like that. Get out of my face. We're professional. When they said Zoom is for professionals, we were like, that's us.
I guess I'll have to go on Zoom now then.
I guess that's my thing now. So, you know what I mean? I like it, mate. You've taken the Zoom concept. It's branched out.
Thank you.
Well, I'm going to do a couple of quick short ones. I've got a picture of a TV show, The Bill and Ben. Disney Studios and ITV team up
ITV.
for a
ITV Granada.
shot.
They team up.
ITV Granada are there. ITV Studios, as they're now known. Disney Studios and ITV, they're one. They team up for a shot-for-shot remake of all 26 series of British police drama, The Bill. That's right. 26 years that went on for. So it's going to be a long show. Put it out there. Shot for shot, Kermit, Miss Piggy, Gonzo, they're all there and more. Tackle crime on the streets of London and occasionally break into song.
Sounds great.
But it's shot for shot, so it has to be within the confines of the show. You know what I mean?
Right.
So a little bit of rescripting will have to be there, but I can see it.
Except from the excessive songs.
Yeah. You know, a woman's been brutally stabbed in the tube. Miss Piggy's there. You know, she's got the constable's hat on. Yeah. You know, yeah, she's solving the crime. And I think it's about time they branch out and do more serious roles as well, Muppets. Yeah,
well, you know, everyone starts on the bill. So, you know, background artists, you know, they're all on the bill. But these guys, they're going to be thrust into the front because they're already famous, but they could do with those dramatic roles just to...
I know what you're thinking. Why is it about Bill and Ben? But Bill and Ben are puppets, weren't they? Ben were puppets.
Right.
They're there as well. It's a joint mix, isn't it? You know what I mean? Because Disney have swallowed up every company now. Bill and Ben, that's under the umbrella of Disney. You know, they're flower pot men. They can be there. They could be like the comedy receptionists in the police station. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Okay, I like it.
It's a puppet-based British TV cop drama.
What more do you want?
What of it?
At you with the ideas. What more do you want?
Yeah, exactly. And I've just got a little short one at the end, which is just a sentence, really. Revels without a cause. It's a picture of a 2-part documentary series taking a look at a James Dean lookalike's daily struggle with chocolate addiction. Revels without a cause. Just thought of that before it came on, so I thought I'd have to put that on there.
Oh, that's good.
He's eating Rebels. It all works. Rebels, you know, not sure if they'll be up for that, but we'll see.
They might be.
We can paint them in a good light. You can say it's lovely chocolate. I just can't stop eating it.
It's really nice. There's only 4 coffee ones in that.
I used to love Rebels, and I can't eat them. I've never been able to eat them because of wheat.
No.
They're full of wheat.
Wheat.
Rubbish. Back in the day, at the cinema, tucking into some revs.
Get some revs.
Well, I think we've done some powerful pitches there, mate. It's all commissioned. Yeah. And
Netflix they'll just hoover that all up.
They own everything, baby.
Yeah. Them and Disney.
Disney own all puppets. Netflix own all other ideas to do with social justice. I think that'll probably do, won't it, mate?
I think so. I think
we've covered movies.
My door's just gone. I think that's me missing.
That's him done. We've covered games. We've done some comedy. I've got an itchy eye. Don't know why. And we'll probably say see you later.
Yeah.
So, where can people listen to our podcast? Do you need to get that door?
They can. Also, the door's open, so you might just see her.
Oh no!
You might just see her.
Oh,
there she is!
Oh, there she is. That was a ghost.
You can. What am I doing? Sorry.
She's got a bag. She's got a bag of goodies.
There's a McDonald's. Oh.
Talking of McDonald's, it's like you're back at the Sea Life in Blackpool.
You can listen. You can catch this. You can. What am I doing?
He's distracted because there's cheeseburgers. Where can you listen to the episode?
You can listen to the episode on Spotify, on iTunes, on SoundCloud, on Stitcher, and on the...
Not there for a while because they're still building the website. Hey!
Big Heads Media, our network. Can't listen to us on there or anyone else. No. So don't do that. But...
Nice to get an email about that. Oh, we didn't get an email about that.
And obviously, the visual representation of this podcast is on the YouTube.
The youtube.com/ Rock and Wallet Podcast //.co.uk/ we don't have enough subscribers on there to actually get our own personalized video link, so it is just one of those annoying ones which is like SSVVV77254. Don't know what that means.
Yeah.
So
we should find out and read it.
Yeah,
Completely deadpan. That'd be quite.
Maybe try and subscribe to us on there. Would be nice.
Yeah.
Where
can people engage, especially with our Instagram and Twitter, with our movie reviews that we've been posting, but also all the lovely goodness?
Oh my goodness! Rock Roll, you got very excited at the end. Rock Roll Up Pod on Twitter. It's the McDonald's.
Mainly the food.
Mainly the food. Rock Roll Up Pod on Twitter, Rock and Roll Up Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. Let us know what's going on. We have a Patreon, Rock and Roll Up Podcast. You can email us, rockandrollupodcast@gmail.com. We'll have a website at some point next year. And hopefully we'll actually see each other in person before one or both of us die. So we will see what happens there. As he strokes his moustache, I shave mine. That's why I'm all blotchy. I shall say goodbye, farewell from Santa Claus. There he is.
Farewell.
Look after yourself. Stay safe out there. Farewell from Darth Vader. R.I.P. Darth Vader.
An MBE winner for road safety awareness. Let's not
R.I.P.
Let's not forget that.
Let's not forget that. Hashtag R.I.P. MBE. That's what we're doing.
I'm going to go eat at McDonald's. Didn't know
Enjoy
that.
your Mackie D. Enjoy your Mackie D. See you later, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Like, share, subscribe, all the stuff. Love you lots. Peace out.
Peace out. Big.
Beginning to look a lot like capitalism.